muted myself. Okay, is that better? Okay, perfect, great, thank you. Okay, welcome. I believe today is number 5 of, though I don't think we really need to number them. I'll stop doing that because this is a continuously ongoing series. It's not just a 3 or 4 or 5 parts, but it will be here to stay. But today we are here with Grounded, where I invite you to come home, become your own medicine, and meet life from your own stable ground. I'm Ro. I am a medicine woman in the European wise woman tradition, a medical intuitive, and an embodiment mentor. And for the past 25 years, I've been showing others how they can heal themselves and live their most fullest and most joyful, vital lives. And today, I'm going to be talking about positive thinking. Now, I think in the title for today, I wrote positive thinking. Is that all we need, or is that the key to our health and happiness? Positive thinking is in all, in aller Munde, as we would say in German, is in the mainstream consciousness, right? We went to look to the positive, we think positive. And in doing so, we hope to avoid or put away that negative in our lives. We're going to look on the bright side of things, look for the positive lesson maybe, or if I want to change something in my life, then I need to put my thoughts there, right? Well, today, I want to speak to exactly that, our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, and energy, and what's actually happening there, right? So, positive thinking in and of itself, sure, it's great. And we do need to understand what our thoughts actually are, and how powerful they are, right? Or are not. Our thoughts are mainly, they come mainly from our need to go about our day and get things done, right? We're thinking about what we have to do next, right? What we've already done. And a lot of times what we're thinking about that, right? How we feel about that. There is a teacher named William Whitecloud. He says that our thoughts and we use our thoughts and feelings to reinforce or resolve our identity, right? We use our thoughts and feelings to resolve our identity. And what does that mean? That is actually, we use our thoughts and feelings to make ourselves feel better, right? We are looking always with our thoughts and feelings, what we think about those and how to do those better or differently, all in terms of needs that are not being met, right? So they really have grown out of our experience as small children of how did the world teach us what we had to do and how we had to be in order to get our most basic needs of being held and being seen, being nurtured and being acknowledged. How do we get those met? And so those rise up and are how we go about our day, right? How we are in relationship, how we are engaged with life, right? Now, what is underlying these thoughts and feelings are actually emotions, deep emotions, right? And these emotions are actually a presentation of our life force energy, right? Our life force energy. And so, what I also wrote to this particular class is, which emotion is the strongest one? Well, emotion is energy. And when we have suppressed emotion, when we have frozen emotion, when we have emotion that we had to lock down, right, suppress, or that was actually survival energy that didn't have anywhere to go, could not be expressed for whatever reason, then that is frozen energy, right? And our thoughts and feelings are on on the whole simply serve to keep that energy in place, right? To those rising emotions, that rising survival energy, right? Those rising needs, to actually put those down in a more comfortable place. If we want to live our fullest, most vibrant lives, right? We want that health and happiness. We want that wealth, joy, and vitality. Well, we want any kind of change, then we must go in and liberate. Allow those frozen emotions to thaw and liberate that energy into our fields, into expression, into our lives, right? So, what is the strongest emotion, right? What is the strongest emotion? Well, the strongest emotion, the most powerful emotion, is the liberated one, right? It's always the liberated one. And how do we liberate an emotion? And what I'm going to say now sounds really simple, but it really is the simple. Feel it. We have to feel it. We have to allow emotions to exist and feel them. So there are no negative emotions, right? There is simply life force energy. There are uncomfortable emotions, there are overwhelming emotions, right? But the energy of the energy, which is emotion, does not equal behavior, right? Energy and emotion does not equal behavior. That is taught. We see, we learn how to express emotion or not to express, what we're allowed to express, what is too dangerous to express. We learn from our families, from society, from culture, what we can and cannot do, that we can or cannot feel and express, right? And in order to feel an emotion such as joy, right, or an emotion, excitement, we also have to allow the opposite of that emotion to exist. And we have to be able, have to have the capacity to feel that, right? So I'm going to take one that's actually quite common right now. And it is just in our human and lived experience, right? It's anger. Anger is spoken of in very negative terms. That is a negative emotion. And I hear from lots of people that I want to get rid of my anger. I don't want to feel that anger. I don't want to be seen as that angry person, right? I need to manage my anger, right? What on this energetic vibration of this emotion, anger, yeah, lies other emotions as well. And this energy of anger is actually, in its essence, in its truest form, in its core, is actually an upward rising, forward moving energy. Right? It is a force that rises and moves up. It sees clearly, or it brings you to see clearly your path. It allows you to clearly distinguish what is yours and what's not. What is the next right step for you to take? And it is that energy of upward rising, emergent movement that also gives you the energy to do what wants to be done. Right? It is decisiveness and control. It is protection. It rises up when we're in danger, when our boundaries are being violated, right? It rises up and it has a job to do. It is vital, it is primal, and it is so important for us. Without this energy, we as humans would not be here as we are. It is what we could even call a healthy aggression, right? But already that word aggression has a negative connotation in us, right? Because as children in our society, in this culture, we have learned, yeah, that there are, let's say, little girls are not allowed to be angry. It's like little boys are not allowed to be sad. Some have learned when not to have boundaries, right? Just all things that core essence of anger serve. On the vibration of anger, where anger lies, we have this decisiveness, this control, this protection, this forward movement. On the other end of the spectrum, right, we have kindness and compassion, right? Kindness and compassion is on the same vibration as anger. And even over here, that rage is actually this end, when this end over here is radical compassion. Right? And so if we want to feel kindness, if we want to be compassionate, if we want to set goals and meet them, we want to see our path and what is our next right step, we want to have the energy and the ability to do that, fulfill our purpose, have wonderful, vibrant health, then we must also have the capacity to hold the big, overwhelming emotion of anger and rage without dissociating, without separating it, without dispersing or diverting it, without suppressing it. So how can we gain capacity to hold this big emotion, this big energy, and all of these other so-called negative emotions? And how can we experience it in its core essence? Number one, grounding. With grounding, coming down into our bodies. And with grounding, I do not mean only soothing, right? But actually inhabiting our bodies and gaining capacity, right? Feeling the safety, the earth element and grounding, right? Grounding down into the earth is equivalent, is the nervous system equivalent of feeling safe, right? Having a regulated autonomic nervous system. How can we do this, right? Gain capacity through grounding. In this entire series, I will be working with practices again and again and again. You can also go back to, if you're watching this as a video or if you're here for the first time, you can go back to some of the other classes that I've had here with other practices, very specifically foundational orienting. And those first couple of orienting practices where we come to our body first, and begin orienting to safety. We must do that in order to stabilize and feel that earth, right? And what is another practice that can help speed that along, right? What is another foundational practice, that can help speed that along? Well, it is I find the alpha and omega practice of the Taoist, actually, ancient Taoist, you may have heard of it, the inner smile, right? The inner smile is we are focusing our attention on a specific emotion, right? And we're actually focusing our attention on joy. This is different than positive thinking in that we're not pretending or we're not diverting away from or even to something else. We are activating that energy within ourselves. Right? We are activating the energy of joy within ourselves. Because this helps us, this energy of joy, of awe and wonder. Yeah, joy is one word for it, but it's actually a couple of different emotions kind of mixed together, right? And the words more point to this feeling than express or explain it. And it is that vibration that is actually in closest resonance with who we really are, right? That soul self that you are. That joy, that vitality, that oneness. One can call it love, right? But in order to get that strongest vibration, right? Activate that within ourselves, allowing us to feel bit by bit. It's a very titrated process, both grounding, gaining capacity, and also with the inner smile, with experiencing joy, right? Because again, for that radical compassion, we have to be able to experience rage, right? Really that outrage for all of the violations, whether for ourselves or in that protective energy that arises for the children, right? This is all children. But we must to cultivate radical compassion, to cultivate kindness, and that kind of what we call positivity, right? We must allow the other. And it makes it easier when we can also focus on joy, on our true selves. So I'm just going to reiterate very quickly that positive thinking, it's not connected to a deep emotion. It doesn't change or shift our energy really, right? And positive thinking can further serve to suppress those so-called negative emotions, right? Suppressing our life force energy when we want to engage our life force energy. And so I have an invitation to, instead of positive thinking, I want to invite you to focus on beauty, right? Focus on joy in this practice. So today, our practice will be exactly that. We are going to invite you to activate or allow a memory to arise, right? We have different ways of eliciting or activating emotions in our bodies. One is to think about, right? To think about an emotion or a feeling that will activate in someone an emotion. The other is to remember a feeling. And the third is when it is spontaneously elicited, right? Spontaneously, usually from outside. And a situation or circumstance happens outside of ourselves, and that triggers an activation of emotion. Now, the most powerful emotion, right, is, again, the liberated one, but it's also that one which spontaneously arises, right? That comes all by itself. And to cultivate, again, our capacity to hold that and allow it to be at its essential core, we can use the inner smile practice. And again, this practice is not to transform or transmute or shift any anger or fear or other so-called negative emotions, right? But simply to activate your deepest core, your true self, feeling that more, which allows you the capacity to first feel more compassion, understand what's happening in your body, that these emotions are energy that want to be liberated, right? Feeling joy as the energy and allowing it to move, giving you much greater opportunity and power to allow that to be, to use that energy or have it available, have it accessible for your healing, for your health, for your well-being, for your wealth, for your joy, for living your fullest, most vital life. Okay. So then let us begin with the practice. In this practice, just I want to give you a heads up. I'm going to invite you to allow a memory to arise. And this memory that we're going to use is a memory of awe and wonder. Right? Awe and wonder. And awe and wonder that happened maybe outside in nature. Maybe you were at a beach and overlooking the ocean. Maybe you were looking at a flower. Maybe it was in a rainstorm. Maybe overlooking a mountain, right? A moment in nature that you can remember a sense of awe and wonder. Right? Nature, awe, and wonder. Okay. Then I want to invite you to make yourself comfortable. You may want to, you can have any position for this practice, sitting or lying or standing up. You can do it walking around. And I want to invite you to, let's begin first with settling. I want to invite you to settle into wherever you are and notice all the parts of your body that are touching a surface. Maybe if you're sitting, it's your sit bones and thighs, maybe your back. If you're lying down, your shoulders, your back. If you're standing, the soles of your feet. And I want to invite you to allow your body to settle into that surface upon which you're resting. And to notice how that feels. Notice your weight on that surface. And I want to invite you to allow to come into your awareness the force of gravity that rises up to meet you. And allow yourself to notice that you're being held and supported by the force of gravity. Now I want to invite you to bring your attention to your breath. And just notice your breath, not changing or shifting, not deepening, but just noticing your breath. Where is your breath moving to, and where is it moving from? Just becoming aware of your breath and the fact that your body is breathing and breath is breathing you. Now I'd love to invite you to bring your attention to your eyeballs, right? To your eyes and your eyeballs, and notice how they're resting in their sockets. Whether open or closed, it doesn't matter. Notice how your eyes are resting in their sockets. And here there's no right or wrong way they should be resting, but simply noticing, bringing awareness to your eyes and how they're resting. And noticing your breath and your weight on your sit bones. And all the parts of your body touching the surface. I want to invite you now to bring your attention to your earlobes, right? To your earlobes. And notice the sounds, become aware of the sounds all around you. And as your attention is at your earlobes, I want to invite you now to allow a memory of awe and wonder to arise. A memory where a moment, right? Just one moment in nature where you experienced awe. Oh, wow. Allow that memory to arise. And notice how your body responds to that memory. Notice how that body responds. And I want to invite you to allow that feeling of awe and wonder to expand. Just expanding wherever it wants to go. And I want to invite you to allow that memory now to move into your headspace, to become aware of it here as you are resting your attention at your earlobes. Become aware of the memory and allow the feeling with that memory to rise up into your head and move all the way to the front of your forehead. Yeah. Be anchoring here at your forehead. That memory of awe and wonder. and the feeling with that memory of awe and wonder anchoring at your forehead. And notice how that feels. Notice how your body responds. And again, everything is allowed, just noticing. Just noticing. Now, I want to invite you to allow the memory of awe and wonder and that feeling of awe and wonder to now flow down and move down to your mouth. And just moving down to your mouth. And it begins tickling your mouth and the sides of your mouth, the corners of your mouth, the corners of your lips into a slight smile. Right? Remembering that awe and wonder. And a slight smile comes to your face. Notice how that feels. Notice how the rest of your body responds to that feeling of awe. And just allowing it to be in your body, right? Noticing the sensation, noticing how your body's responding. Feeling the smile on your face. Feeling that smile. Feeling a little bit of a upturned corners of your mouth. Becoming aware of your weight resting on the surface beneath you. Your attention still with your earlobes. And you're aware of your eyeballs. Feeling the smile. And now I want to invite you to feel the smile. I want to invite you to allow this smile to be directed to a part of your body that's maybe hurt, yeah, or maybe stuck, or just in discomfort, right? A part of your body is feeling hurt, maybe angry, maybe fearful. The part of your body, maybe it's contracted, maybe there's a tension. I want to invite you to direct the smile to that part of your body. That part of your body that's lighting up, right? That's drawing your attention. It wants that smile. It wants that smile to be directed at it. And again, feeling the memory of awe and wonder, feeling the smile on your face, and directing that smile to that part of your body that wants. It's drawing your attention, drawing the smile. And notice how your body responds. Notice how that part of your body responds to the smile. Is there maybe more contraction? Is there less contraction? Is it the same? And there's no answer that's right or wrong, no expectations. We're allowing that to exist, allowing the smile to exist, and directing that smile to that part. Now I want to invite you to allow a part of your body that feels fabulous, right? Part of your body that's feeling really good, or maybe really relaxed, or maybe you're not noticing it, right? Because it's there. Allow your attention to be drawn to that place. The part of your body that feels the best. And maybe it's the tip of your nose or your little finger. Maybe it's a big part. Maybe it's your belly, your legs, your heart. Someplace that feels good. I want to invite you to now feeling, remembering, feeling that memory of awe and wonder. Feeling your weight on the surface beneath you, feeling gravity supporting you. Okay? I want to invite you to now direct your smile, direct the smile with your attention to that place that just feels great. No matter how large or small, that place that feels wonderful. And notice how it feels to direct that's your smile to that place. And notice how the rest of your body responds. And how does that place that felt really good before, that place that felt the best in your body, what happens there? What do you notice? Beautiful. Again, feeling your weight, feeling your eyeballs, right? Noticing how they're resting in their sockets, noticing your breath, and feeling the awe and wonder. Noticing how the awe and wonder touches your lips, feeling that smile on your face. I want to invite you now to hold that smile, to return to your earlobes, noticing your body, noticing how your body responds, noticing how it feels to return to your ears, and then return with your attention to your eyes, still feeling the awe and wonder, still feeling the smile on your face. I want to invite you now to very slowly open your eyes if they were closed. To open your eyes and focus on an object close to you that's familiar and comfortable. An object close to you that's familiar and comfortable. And again, return to your eyes. And I want to invite you to notice what part of your eyes are you looking out of? The top third, the center, and the bottom third. Which ones? Again, no right or wrong, just noticing. And feel your weight on this resting on the surface beneath you. Noticing how it feels to look at, to gaze at that object that's familiar and comfortable. And now I want to invite you to slowly scan the space around you, moving your eyes from one side, slowly and smoothly, looking around, and then to the other, slowly and smoothly. And you're moving your head with your eyes if you like, and then looking up to the ceiling, down to the floor, looking to the door, looking to a window, orienting yourself in this space, orienting yourself to the space around you, orienting yourself with the feeling in your body, orienting yourself, feeling awe and wonder and the smile on your face in the here and now, and noticing how your body's responding. Beautiful. You can use this practice, right, at any time. You can use it in conjunction with the other grounding practices, with the orienting practices, and use it by itself. When we use this practice, like I say, the Taoists call it the Alpha and Omega. We begin with this practice, and it will be continuously deepened with practice as we gain capacity to hold more and more of our own specific vibration of our true inner selves, and holding that life force energy more and more, having capacity to hold bigger and bigger emotions, and to then learn listening to the impulses that arise, to then have the safety and security, the solidity and groundedness to know how that energy wants to be expressed, not falling into conditioned behaviors. So I want to thank you for joining me here tonight. If you're watching the recording, thank you for being here and joining. I appreciate you very much. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, the rest of your week, and I hope to see you next week. Thank you. Good night. And you're so very welcome.